So I just made a game. So yeah, you can check the link in the description. Download is over on itch. If you'd like to show some love, then you can leave a dono at the download page, but it is completely free, so enjoy. So the rest of this vid is basically just gonna be me explaining what I did, how I did it, who I did it with. So yeah, strap in if you wanna listen to me ramble for a little bit. Dude, look how beautiful this is. Dev talk, baby. Whilst walking in a forest. How about that? So we made the game in 1 week for a personal jam that we did. We did it completely from scratch without an engine in Jai, the best programming language known to man.
Will this ever be released? Yeah, it'll be released to your mom.
We did the whole thing in a week. I say we, there was 3 other lads. Charlie, he was the engine programmer behind everything. He's actually the whole reason that the game probably shipped and works and is functional. So I say that we did it without an engine, right? He basically just took care of all the tools for, you know, getting the window up and running and doing the graphics programming and all that lovely stuff. So as for what I did, I just focused on gameplay programming and sound design. And by gameplay, I mean, the idea just came from me playing Devil Daggers and seeing, I could probably recreate this in 2D. So, you know, I just copied the game design from Devil Daggers. So yeah, that was absolutely huge. Like just being able to literally just take the principles from it and try and translate it into this game, I think was like one of the main reasons that we were actually able to finish on time and the game design didn't become this like overscoped, unwieldy thing that I just continued to work on indefinitely. We are going off the beaten path here. Look how cool that is. Yeah. So yeah, that was absolutely huge. I guess combined with the fact that we had the 1 week deadline and it was an actual deadline. Not like one of these like, oh, I'm gonna get it done in a week, but then it turns into 2 and 3 and 4. But like an actual like, okay, something has to be shipped on this date, otherwise we've failed as humans. That kind of vibe was really nice. I think you only really get that if there are a bunch of other people participating in the game jam as well, and you kind of have that social pressure to ship something or, you know, risk being laughed at, you know? I think that was pretty good here. Anyway, so moving on to the rest of it, I guess. So we have global leaderboards in the thing, and this is all Charlie. So he absolutely grinded on this, and yeah, man, I'm just continually amazed at what he pulls off, and he kind of just like allows me to sit and do game design and like try and figure out how to make a game without like thinking about, oh, how do I get the leaderboard set up? Got to connect to the server, blah blah blah. Got to make the whole game deterministic and update at 60 hertz, but render at whatever the refresh rate is. So yeah, he's an absolute fucking champion, and he's the reason that the game is actually there. So, love you, Charlie. Thank you. We started working together like, I think like just under a year ago now at this point. There's kind of a funny story here. I was on stream working on the Arcana demo, and I had to like stop something because I ran into like an engine issue, I think. And I kind of like just went on a little bit of a rant being like, man, I really wish I didn't have to do engine programming so I could sit here and just focus on gameplay. And he was watching the stream and he sent me an email. And, you know, a few months later, we are living together. The other 2 lads that had a nice hand in this project were Emil, who worked on the music, and it's like an absolute banger track. I'll leave a link in the description to Emil's site. He also did the tracks for Arcana and is an absolute certified champion, so highly recommend hitting him up if you want some banger soundtracks for your own game. I really wanted the music to hit, and I had like a couple of ideas of how I would work it into the gameplay, which I successfully pulled off and I'm really proud of. Not gonna spoil it though. Hint, hint, it's at the 120-second mark. So yeah, I basically gave Emil a playlist kind of like mood board, and there was this one specific reference track that I wanted for like a build up and drop, and yeah, he just absolutely nailed that, and the music turned out fucking amazing. So thank you, Emil. And last but not least, the man who cobbled the pixels together and turned my shitty little programmer art into, you know, stuff that looks decent, and did the logo and stuff.
He also just got done with the capsule art. Dude, look how fucking good this is. Holy shit. I just came in my pants.
Hello, I'm Fred. I'm from Sweden. Jesus Christ, I'm turning off the stream, man.
So go check Freddy follow on X if you want to stare at some pretty pixels, mate.
Thank you very much, Mr. Frederick. I hope my face is in frame here. I guess the big takeaway here is that I'm a limited human and I cannot do everything myself. I guess it's really made it apparent the power of working with other people. Wow, crazy. I don't know, I'm just kind of saying obvious things at this point. It's like, oh, yep, okay. Cut the scope, set a deadline, work with other people so you can get more done faster. They're crazy. Completely obvious in hindsight, but I did spend years not doing that, so damn, this is nice. I don't know, dude, I'm just really, really happy that the game turned out the way that it did. It just feels really good to finish something. I guess one more thing I can talk about is the sound design. So all the sounds that I used were just taken from this free giveaway that Sonos did of some sound samples every year at GDC. I just searched through them and bashed some stuff together, so that's really the whole sound design. I guess for any of you guys out there making a game from scratch, a lesson I learned a while ago is first I just tried, doing I'm gonna do everything from scratch. And I, was writing bytes into a sound buffer to play sound back, which is very good on your eardrums when you get it wrong. Yeah, you just hook up Fmod, mate, call it a day. Oh, that reminds me, I have to put the Fmod logo in startup, otherwise we're in license violation. I better go do that. So that's the one caveat. You can pay to get rid of the Fmod logo, but I don't know, I think I'll just cop the L. Because the amount of power you unlock from using Fmod is well worth it. I guess, for example, I was playing the music, right? I mean, couple things here. One, we're playing the music. At some point when it gets too long, it just goes into a loop region and keeps replaying the music. The other thing is when you die, it actually has this cool kind of effect. And how I made that is on the stop, I added a automation thing to the pitch to just pitch it down so that, the lower the pitch in Fmod, it just kind of plays more slowly. So it has that stopping sound effect, and then you just roll it off with a envelope on the volume as well, and now we've got a really cool effect that's just completely automated with the fact that the sound stopped playing. So yeah, I guess that's a little taste of the power of Fmod. There are way crazier things that I managed to pull off in the past with it. Another cool use case is running it through reverb. If you have a sound effect that's playing and you want it to stop nicely, and you don't really know when that stop's going to be because it happens in the game, it's dynamic. You can throw a reverb on it and again, just curve off the sound when it stops so it doesn't sound really abrupt. And then the reverb will give it a nice fadey long tail so it sounds nice and smooth when it cuts off. That's just a little taste of Fmod. Spatialization makes things way easier as well. So you can, hear where the sound is in the world. That's all for the sound design, really. Had a lot of fun with it. Anyway, a couple things for the future. I mean, I think I'll do a few more quality of life fixes for this game, make it a little bit better. And then, yeah, we might just work on a full Steam release and get that out.
Yeah, which is exactly what we decided to do. Steam page is up, wishlist if you're keen.
The other thing we could do is just go to another game jam and just keep running these 1 week, 2 week cycles. Because I think that's really how I'm gonna hone my skill in game design and get to a point where I'm actually able to make stuff that isn't, relying on an existing design. I don't know, I just feel every time I kind of go off the beaten path, like I did with Arcana, and also this recent game that I've been working on, it's all kind of very unique design, like you can't really take an existing game and point to it and saying hey, that's really similar to this. Although, there are obviously some elements. But yeah, just trying to come up with something unique is a lot of work. Because oftentimes it's just kind of shit and not how you envisioned in your head. At least, that's what I'm finding. Maybe this will get a bit better when I get a little bit more experience, and I think I'm gonna get that experience by continuing to do these game jams and absolutely crank. So, side note, if you would like to work with me and come join me and the boys in a house in Sweden and just go all in on figuring out how to make games, then hit me up. You can head to randy.gg/team. I've got some stuff over there that you can look at, and a contact email and all that kind of stuff. It's really nice here. We're in a really like rural part of Sweden. Absolutely beautiful. There isn't much to do aside from just the work that is in front of you, and being surrounded with other people who are also kind of just doing that exact same thing I couldn't ask for a better vibe.